Morning, student. In the last practical section, we covered the pages 110, 115, and 120. In today's practical, we cover next three pages, that is 127, 132, and 137. So in page number 127, you have a set page layout. In that, what you have to do on page 27, you have to set the page margin, then page orientation, page size, print area, setting the background, inserting header and footer, and grid line and heading. So let's see first point. For this practical, you have to open same Excel sheet, that is timetable, which we are created in the last practical session. In that, you have to open same timetables sheet and set the page margin as a narrow. So if you have to set the page margin in the page layout tab, you have an option as a page margin. Here page layout tab, in the page setup group, you have a page margin option, narrow, wide, normal, or you can set your own margin also, that is called as a custom margin. For the practical, you have a narrow, so select a narrow margin. Next, type timetable in the header section and insert the current date in the page footer. So for the inserting header and footer in your sheet, you have to go to the page layout option, and in the page layout option you have a header section and a footer section. So go to insert, that is header and footer. In the insert tab, you have a header and footer. You have to give the header as a timetable, this is called header, and footer, so select footer, for example in the footer section. So go down, in the footer section you have to add a current date and time. So go to footer section and add current date and time. This is your current time and current date, so you can add current date. In the header you have timetable, and go to footer. Footer you have a current date with current time. Okay, this is your current date and current time. So go to save first and go to print preview option. You will see time table as a header and footer as a date and time. Next thing is, what you have to add a background image of your school. So right now I don't have any school background image, so I am inserting any other image. So for that, in the page layout option, go to background, select any image. I am selecting this image, click on insert. The image will be added to the background. If you don't want any image, you can click on delete background, the image will be deleted. Okay, background, select image and insert the image. Next thing is activate grid line. First of all, what is meant by grid line? In the Excel, grid lines are those gray faint line that divide the worksheet into cells. Means this lines called as a grid line. Okay, These grid lines help us to organize our data in a tabular form and thus make data more readable and presentable. By default, grid lines are always visible in Excel worksheet but not appear on a print worksheet. It is right. We are seeing here all the grid lines are there, but when you go to the print preview area, look at the print preview area, it is look like a blank sheet having only your data. So for the grid line, go to page layout tab and here grid line option is there. So if you click on uncheck the view option, the grid line will disappear, and when you click on view checkbox, the line will appear. So this is called as a grid line. Okay, now you have to save this document. I'm already given some name to this document. Next practical is having page number 132. In that, what you have to do, open Excel 2010 and open work timetable. We already opened. Select the default view of the worksheet, that is normal view. Microsoft Excel having several views like a normal, page layout, page break preview, full screen and custom view. These all view are present in a view tab: normal, page layout, page break, custom and full screen. So what is meant by normal? Normal view is the default view in Excel, and this view is generally used to build the separate spreadsheet. So when you click on the normal view, it is look like a normally. Next is page layout view. This is your page layout view. In this page layout view, you will see the header and footer section. Page layout view help us to see the exact image of the worksheet as it would appear on a printing. This view is good a way to see whether the page begin and end, also to see the header and footer that you have in your document. This view is similar to print preview, but you can still edit the content in this view. Next view is page break preview view. This view is useful in viewing the position of all the pages. By using this view, we can see whether the page break will appear when we print our document. The blue line can be dragged to reduce the printed size of the content and force it to fit a specific number of pages. Now click on OK. It will show the page break view. Again go to normal view. It will disappear the page break view. Next is full screen view. The view is help us this view is helpful if you want to view the spreadsheet in a full screen mode, as it eliminates formula bar, status bar and ribbon. This view allows us to maximize the amount of content that you see in the worksheet. So this is called a full screen view. Okay, now last one is a custom view. So in the custom view, you can easily customize display and print setting as per your requirement. You can create multiple custom view per worksheet, but you can apply a custom view to the worksheet that was active when you create the custom view. So for example, I'm selecting some data, can say name as the same this view. You can add and click on OK. This view will be applied. Now next thing is, go to page number 132. Switch from normal to the page layout view to see how your worksheet would like after getting printed. Just now I show you the normal view and the page layout view. So this is the normal view and this is called the page layout view. Now set the full screen view to observe the worksheet in a full screen mode. So just now I'm showing you the worksheet having full screen mode. With the help of escape key also your sheet will becomes in a normal mode. Then after that, after accessing different views, switch back to the normal view. So go to the normal view and save your work. Next, open page number 137. Create a worksheet that contain marks of student in a class in 5 various subjects. Define relevant range name for each subject and then calculate total marks for each subject using those range name. First of all, what is meant by name range cell? When someone has to call you or refer to you, they will use your name instead of saying a student. Similarly, in Excel, you can give a name to a cell or a range of a cell. Naming a cell or range of a cells in a very useful technique. If you are working with large data, you can use it for quickly locating the specific cell by entering those names. For example, suppose you have a data set. Then this is, for example, this is your data. So you have to refer the range that has a, for example, this is the sheet having 5 subject and there are multiple students name. In that, if you want to calculate total, you will get the total of B3. This is B3 to F3. So this is F3. So you will get the total of these 5 subjects. In the same way, we can get the total of the numbers using name range also. So first of all, I am showing you how to give a name range. So naming the cell, you can give one way, that is select the numbers, right click and name a range. In this way you can give a name range. For example, maths underscore marks. If you want to write 2 words, okay, there are some naming convention for the name range cell. So if you want to write 2 words, you have to join that 2 words with the help of underscore. Then your name will be start from letters, numbers or a special character, okay. And the default name, for example, AB2, CD4, this type of name you can't given, which names are already exist in the Excel sheet. So I am giving as a maths marks. Click on OK. Next, select this. You can give here directly name in a name box also as a English marks. Next, science name range underscore marks. Click on OK. Select the next range, name range SST underscore marks. Click on OK and select next thing, right click, name range as a Hindi underscore marks. Now click on OK. In this way you will give the naming to the range. Now if we want to calculate total with the help of this name range, you can calculate equal to sign, give the bracket, for example English, maths. So here maths marks means which are name given by me, that name will be come here. So select that name and press a tab key, then press a plus sign. Next is English. So English, just a minute, maybe English name is not came here. Name range underscore marks, and here plus sign equal to bracket maths marks, tab key, plus sign English marks, select English, tab key, plus science, tab key, plus SST, tab key, plus Hindi, and tab key. Then complete your bracket and press enter. The marks, see in the formula bar you get the name range calculation and you will get the total like this. Okay, so complete this practical on page number 127, 132 and 137. Okay, after this practical, send your Excel file on my mail ID. Next thing is you also have to complete the theory section which is present on page number 128, then 132 and last is 137. So complete this 3 page theory part also in your notebook. Next thing, on page number 138 you have a create and format a chart. So chart practical we are already complete in the month of April or June. Okay, so no need to complete all the section, so only you have to complete chart section which is present on page number 166 and 167. Okay, in that page whatever chart question is there, you have to complete that chart question only. First of all, complete first 127, 132 and 137 page, and then complete the chart practical also. And next thing, you have to also complete the theory section which is present in the chart section. Okay, so that's numbers are, just a minute, page number 149 only. So you have to complete the theory which is present on page number 149 also. Okay, so complete this practical as well as theory homework and mail your practical work on my mail ID. If you have any query, any doubt, you can write in comment box. Thank you.